Hi, in this video, we will see recursion in Java. So what do you mean by recursion in Java? So recursion is a programming style where a method invokes or calls itself repeatedly until a certain predefined condition met. These kind of methods are also called as recursive methods. So normally what we'll do in Java, we'll create one method and we'll create another method. We'll call that another method into this method. Means we can call a method from another method. So if you call the same method from this inside the same method from that method, then that is called recursive method. So you have a method called M1. You're calling the M1 inside the M1, that is called recursive method. Okay. So calling a method itself is called recursion. A recursion process must satisfy following conditions. Recursive method call means you need to call that method inside the same method. A predefined condition which breaks the recursion. Right, otherwise it will go into infinity loop. You need to break somewhere. For that you should have a condition where to break. So that we will see. So this is called recursion. Recursion means simply calling itself, a method calling itself. So recursion examples. While you printing factorial number, while you printing Fibonacci series, then you can use recursion concept. So what is this? First we'll see. So here, factorial number means if you want to get the factorial of something like that 5 factorial, you'll mention with exclamatory. So from it will start from the which number you put and into the less one number minus until you reach 1. 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. Okay, this is what. And if you want to say 6 factorial, then you need to mention 6 into 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1 until you reach 1, whatever the number. From the number to you reach that number, you need to multiply those numbers. That is called Fibonacci series means 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 5, 5, 3, 8, something like that. 8, 5, 13. This is called Fibonacci series. So as part of this video, we will see how to print factorial number using recursion. Okay, we'll use how to print factorial number using recursion. So let me go to Visual Studio Code. Before that, let me clear this. So here I have created a class called recursion demo. Okay. So first we'll write a method. So public static. First I'll put void factorial number. Otherwise, find factorial number. Okay, which number I'll pass that number here as a parameter. Int number, that number, which number you want, 6 factorial or 5 factorial, 4 factorial, that number you will mention here. Once you go inside this, and you need to remember one thing is, if it is 0 factorial is equals to 1 in mathematics. Okay. So let me put here as a comment. So now, if my number not equals to 0, okay, if my number not equals to 0, I'll write some logic. Okay, else if it is 0, else return 1. Okay, why I'm writing if it is 0, you just return 1. The reason is 0 factorial is 1. So because of that, what I'm saying, if it is 0, return 1. But if it is not 0, what to do? Okay, what to do? Now we need to discuss the logic. So then we'll jump into that. If you take 5 factorial, okay, 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1, right? So then what happens? Factorial of 5. Okay, then what the logic? Number into again factorial of num minus 1. Okay, so this is the logic. So then what is the number? If you give 5 into factorial of 5 minus 1 is equals 5 into factorial of 4. Then it is again you're calling the factorial method with other number with 4. 4 means what? 5 into 4 into what is that number into factorial of number minus 1. My means 4 minus 1. So 5 into 4 into factorial of 3. Then factorial of 3. Again, you're calling the factorial method inside this. Then 5 into 4 into factorial of 3 is what? Num into factorial of num minus 1, right? 3 into factorial of 3 minus 1. 3 minus 1 means 5 into 4 into 3 into factorial of 2. Then again 5 into 4 into 3 into factorial of 2 is what? 2 into factorial of n minus 1 means 2 minus 1. Then 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into factorial of 1. Then 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into factorial of 1 means what? 1 into factorial of 0. Right. So if factorial of 0, then factorial of 0 means what we are returning? 1. So now what it will become? 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1 into 1. So if you into with 1, there is no difference, right? So then it will become, I think, 120. This is how logic will work. So the logic is number into the number which you pass here, number into factorial of number minus 1. Right. So now we will write that logic here. So what is that? Simply return. So I need to return this value, then I can use somewhere, right? So return number into again factorial find factor. Sorry, this is find factorial. I'll mention it's not find, it's find. Okay. So here I will mention find factorial number of number minus 1. Okay. So this is find factorial method. Inside the find factorial method, I'm using the find factorial method. So I'm calling the same method here. Means inside this method, I'm calling the same method. So because of that, this is called recursion. Okay. So now I need to call this method from the main method and we'll see how it will be. Okay. So find factorial number of 5. Okay. But I want to print this. So as it is returning, so I need to return integer then. Sorry, it's not void. The reason is the number I'm returning, whatever I get the factorial number. So because of that, I'll return integer. So if it is integer, I can store in integer, right? Int factorial number is equals to find factorial number of that. So I'll print this now. System.out println. I can say factorial of. So I'll need to mention the exact which number I want. So for that, what I'll do, I'll store in int number is equals to 5. So here what I'll do, factorial of plus number plus, you can say is, what is that? You need to concatenate that factorial number. That's it. Okay. So I am putting that which number I want, I am putting in the number, integer number, and the result factorial number. So I need to pass this number to this method here. Instead of hard coding 5 directly, I'm storing 5 in another integer variable and I'm passing that number here. And once you get that number, I'm storing in another integer number. The reason is it is returning me integer. Then I'm printing that integer here. Okay. So to understand this, we have written all these things. Let me clear this. Okay. So now int number is equal to 5. Int factorial number is equal to find factorial number. I'm calling this method from here. When you call this method, when it is executing, it is calling this method itself. Okay. Because of that, this is recursion. So this is recursion method as find factorial number method calling the same method inside method, it is calling the same method. So now we are everything ready. So we'll go back to the command prompt. Okay, let me clear this and let me come out of this. So now Java recursion demo.java. So why it is, this is number, not num. Okay. You see that factorial of 5 is 120. Right. It is passing 5. It is calling this number. When it is calling this number into factorial of 5 minus 1. Again, it is factorial 4. It is factorial 4 means where it will go. You are calling this method. So it will go here. Again, factorial of 4. 5 in already we have 5. 5 into 4 into factorial of 4 minus 1. Something like that. Until it reaches 0, it will execute. If it is 0, it will return 1. Okay. So if I change this 5 to 4, 4 3 ja 12 2 ja 24, it has to print. Okay. Factorial of 4 is 24. You can give 10, factorial of 10. It is 36,28,800, something like that. So this is how you can implement a recursion, calling a method inside the same method. Okay. So with the recursion only you can print the factorial number? No. You can use with the for loop also, you can print. I have written here, you see. Let me explain this. It is optional for this video, but just an example. You see that I am using for loop. So 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1 I want. So the first value, initial value is 5. So int I is equals to 5. Okay. And each and every value should be greater than or equal to 1. So this is 5 is greater than 4 is greater than something like that. That condition I'm saying. So I'm coming down, right? 5 to 4, 4 to 3. So I minus, it will decrement one value. So if I take 5 is equals to 5, I greater than or equal to 1. Yes. So inside it will go. I have taken one result value, means int r equals to 1 into 5. 1 into 5. R is equals to 5 now. Okay. Present value of r is 5. Now again it will go I minus 4. 4 is greater than or equal to 1. Yes, 4 is greater than 1. So it will come here. So already r is equal to what? 5. 5 into I is what? 4. Then again I minus 3. 3 is greater than 1. Again 5 into 4 into already in the result 5 4 the 20. 20 already there. So 20 into what? I 3. 23 is 60. Already 60 is there. 3 minus 2. 2 is greater than 1. Okay. Into this result into 2. And then 2 minus 1. 1 is greater than or equal to. It is equal to. So come inside this one into 1. I minus 0. 0 is not greater than or equal to 1. So it will come out of the loop. So the value is 5 4 into 5 into 4 into 3 into 1. The result is r. This is 120. That 120 I am printing here. With the help of for loop also, you can get the factorial. Okay. But in the real time, otherwise when you go for interview, they might ask what is recursion. Can you write the program factorial, any program using recursion? That time you can use the same thing. Okay. So let me clear this. So this is all about recursion, calling the same method inside that method. Okay. So what could be the possible interview questions? So what is recursion in Java? Recursion examples, you can say factorial or Fibonacci, something like that. They might ask print Fibonacci series using recursion or print factorial number using recursion. Okay. So that's all about recursion. That's all in this video. Thank you.